It's a question for you. You did 6 deployments,
Mm-hmm.
5 of which you saw combat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening to you this entire conversation. Do you feel like you made any difference?
No. Zero. There's an old Rambo quote. Rambo said, you didn't kill for your country, you killed for yourself. And that pain, nothing's ever going to make that go away. There's a lot of truth to that. A lot of truth to that, looking back at it. Do I think I made a difference? We made a difference? Absolutely not. Not one bit. And you have to look back at it. What was I doing it for? What was the thrill? I thought it was a selfish thrill of, I wanted to do this. I'm doing it. Whether it's right or wrong, this was my dream, my passion. And now you just live with the after effects of it. The after effects of it. But making a difference? No.
So what do you tell somebody who is you 20 years ago?
Beware what you wish for.
Whoa.
I've thought about that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Beware what you wish for.
Mm-hmm. That'd be the only piece of advice that I would give myself or anyone. Yeah.
Okay, you have friends, you have buddies.
Mm-hmm.
You guys still talk.
Mm-hmm.
Do the majority of your people who you know spill blood for this country, do they feel like you, or do they look at you and feel like, you know what, Sergeant, you're out of your mind?
I've never been told that. They feel a lot like me. A lot like me. A lot like it's across the board. It's across the board. It's hard to look back 20 years after 20 years of fighting, look back after all this time. You've had a decade to think about things. And if you were being honest with yourself, what did we do to make a difference? We killed bin Laden. We killed Saddam. Was there for that? Well, I went back to go see when I was contracting where he got hung at. Wasn't there when they killed Saddam. We got Saddam, we got bin Laden. I was there for al-Zarqawi, the #1 terrorist at the time, leader in Iraq.
Yep.
I was part of that mission. I've been on multiple missions going after the #1 guy, 2 guys, 3 guys, killed those guys. And that very next day, it's another #1 guy and another #1 guy. Fast forward to 2024, there's another #1 guy, another #1 guy, to this day. So we've killed a lot of #1 guys, throughout my career. And looking back at it, my son can turn on the news and see, Hezbollah and the Houthis and the #1 guy here and there, and the same places where Dad fought, So what difference did I make if my son at 7 can turn on the TV, well, Dad was fighting there, there's still a war going on there. Then what impact did I do,
Has your son gotten old enough to ask you about your former profession?
He has. He doesn't get it. He doesn't
get it yet.
No, he doesn't. He's asked what war is. And that was hard to explain. I was like, I don't know. It's where people go fight. And he's like, oh, you fought over there? And we're watching the news. And I was like, yeah, I fought over there. And that was about as far as the conversation went. He just looked at it, and he asked his mom every once in a while, did Dad have to fight? Or does Dad know these guys if he sees a guy in a uniform? Or does he know Hezbollah? Or I'm like, no. But he doesn't get the concept of it yet. He doesn't really get the concept, which is a good thing, but it's also hard to explain when you think about it. Like, how do you explain that? What is war? What is that?
Mm-hmm.
Two people, 2 countries have a disagreement, and they go kill each other about it? That's it's kind of stupid if you think about it.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I know your grandfather used to take you out shooting. Both of your parents were in the Army, served in counterintelligence. You went to the Army, and you told me out of your own mouth, you don't want your son to go. How do you stop it? His
That's the
entire family legacy has been protect, serve, and war.
Yeah, that's the nightmare. I think the easiest way to deter him is to let him see dad when dad's not at his best. That's the easiest way. No one ever shows that part, or you rarely get a chance to see it. What is dad crying about right now? Or why did dad wake up that way? What happened? You know, being vulnerable to open up to my son that way, to show him, yeah, I've had times where it was like, oh, that was pretty fun. I used to jump out of planes, and we live near an Air Force base, and we see a C-130 or AC-130 or C-17 fly overhead, and I'll tell him, dad's jumped out of those. And 9 times out of 10, he's just like, oh, wow, cool, don't really care. But he sees that, but then he also sees the times when some nights just aren't the good nights, We can't control our dreams, and he's seen that too, of the vulnerable side, the side that dad doesn't talk about much, and the side that no one outside my house has ever seen. He gets a chance to witness that and see that, So I think having that perspective, hopefully, and me telling him that if I'm dead, I will resurrect myself and come back and whip his ass if I ever see him put on that uniform. Won't do it.
So you are that adamant
Very.
that you don't want your son to enlist.
Very.
So
100%.
when because I just literally told you about that article that came out that said there are fewer people enlisting today than in the last 80 years.
Yeah.
For you, you're like, great.
I care about this more than anything else. Yeah, I care about that. I don't want to. It's hard. You can't describe someone's mental state. You can't describe what someone's thoughts are, and have them kind of understand it. You can a little bit, but being able to save someone's that I see the innocence in him now. Not being able to see that, knowing that I could have prevented that, I'm like, I told you so. I think, I don't want him to go through what I had to go through, and will continue to have to go through for the rest of my life until the day I die. I'm 100% certain about it. I don't want him to have to go through that. Go be a nerd, a dentist or something. I don't know. Be something. Just don't follow my footsteps. I don't ever want him to follow my, because I did a lot of stuff that I tripped up a lot and I fell a lot. You can walk beside me in certain cases, but don't follow my footsteps. I'll guide you, and you can look at what dad's footsteps are doing by walking beside me, but to walk behind me and follow, I don't want him to do that.
So when you see commercials, Few Good Men, The Few, The Proud, all of those things, what do you do? Do you just shake your head?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Son of a bitch got me that way. Yeah. That's how it got me. Yeah. 17-year-old kids, I just think there's a reason why they pick at that age. 17, there's a cutoff, mid-30s. There's a reason for that. You get them when they're vulnerable. You get them when they're weak, right out of mom's and dad's home, and you're not thinking straight. You just want to go be a man. That's all you want. That's what I was in search for, I guess. Also, want to be a man, and you go do man stuff. But there's other ways to be a man too, though. And it doesn't always have to entail to be the best man. I have to go be the strongest, the deadliest, the most badass dude. No, I don't believe that either. But being able to save my son's mental state would be my biggest accomplishment in life. Not having him to live through what I lived through and what I have to live through. Being able to spare him from that would be my greatest accomplishment. There's going to be hard times regardless in life, but some of those hard times can be preventable. And one of them is just not going to war. Don't go to war. It's literally that simple. You don't have to.
I really hope your son, as he matures, gets to come back and watch this particular segment. You just talking from a father's standpoint, because as a parent, that's our job, is to protect, our children, and I think it's such a wonderful thing. to hear you sit and talk with so much love for your son and how you want to protect his mental and have him grow up like, go be a nerd. Go do, you don't have to do this. And I think that that's truly admirable on your part. Sergeant Nick.
Almost got me dropping one little water pellet out my eye for a second, man. They don't do that.
Nah, I think you're going to have a bunch of people dropping, some water. Honestly, I was just sitting here listening to you and you caught me. I'm like, I was like, I wish. Because these are those things, you get older, our parents get older. You don't forget, you don't remember all of these moments. So I'm happy that this, in your case, is being captured on film.
Yeah, I really do.
Your son can really go back one day and listen to his dad's words when he wasn't in the room, and just how much love that his dad had for him. I think that that's super dope, man.
I appreciate it, for real.
But again, man, I always tell you, I thank you for your service. I think that you are truly inspirational. I think that you are someone who, we all come from the streets, and I love when people who are about that life, like truly about that life, whether it's in the street, no matter what, and they're man enough to say, yo, this ain't it.
It ain't, yeah.
This is not, I know what I can do.
But why?
But why?
Yeah.
You just walk away.
Yeah. That's crazy you brought that up. I had that conversation with my son yesterday. We went to the park and dad's brain goes off. I'm like, if anybody does this to you, well, but my wife had looked at me and I was like, you know what? Take that back. Just walk away. And that put me back into my place of, it is so much easier to walk away. That's how you see it. It's so much easier. You never know what you're up against, you never know. You never know.
Well, much love, my brother.
Always.
Continue respect, and I can't wait till we do this again.
Always. I enjoyed it.
Peace and love. On behalf of myself and the entire Vlad TV audience, I tell you thank you, and I look forward to next time.
Thank you.